of bankruptcy. Our creditors can hardly risk or lend us any more money than they have done. And now, the retiring government has resorted to scorched earth tax policies. Punitive, heavy taxation is applied to anything and everything, from airtime to fuel, electricity, agriculture, and manufacturing, and the inputs. Shouldn't Kenyans know why it is cheaper to buy imported eggs, imported milk, imported maize, imported sugar, and tomatoes? In this environment, the dignity of the Kenyan people is badly eroded. State Fuliza has turned Kenya into a pariah society. Kenyans Fuliza 1.2 billion daily. Last year, Kenyans borrowed 351 billion. Now every other Kenyan is a fugitive from Fuliza, with several disguised phones. Ladies and gentlemen, kwa hivyo tusidanganyane. Kwa ground ni kubaya. When things were this bad and intolerance was a malignant tumor, Euripides, an Athenian playwright who lived 480 and 406 BC, had the courage to vow, I would rather die on my feet than live on my knees. I don't know about you, and I don't know about you either. But certainly, I don't want to live on my knees in my own country. Indeed, how can we be proud that the government has bankrupted itself and the people? How can we accept to live on our knees? Kenya is at a dangerous crossroads. The government is suffocating the goose that lays the golden egg. It is borrowing to pay salaries. Many businesses have downsized, closed down, or relocated from Kenya. The labor sector is in the intensive care unit. Education is collapsing. The health sector is in the ICU. Agriculture is dead. The transport and infrastructure sector is a conduit for corruption. The security sector is dead. The energy sector is synonymous with grand larceny. That is the highest form of corruption. We have been told that 2 billion shillings are stolen every day. The country is now hostage to robber barons. Those who should care are meanwhile engrossed in political self-preservation and grand corruption in government. Fellow Kenyans, what is happening in our country is unsustainable. If we do not create jobs for the youth and generate wealth, our country will explode. Make no mistake, we are sitting on a time bomb. Young people have lost hope in education because they cannot see the benefits. In my times, you longed to be in school. Today, our youth, and you've heard them speak, are setting schools on fire. When will we recognize that this is only the tip of the iceberg? When will we recognize the futility of telling our young man to go to school when he has 3 jobless university graduate brothers and sisters at home? When will we recognize that the political leadership of this country has failed the youth? We have behaved like rogue caretakers who rob those whose welfare you are custodians to. Young people are left with the motorbike as their only hope. Who has cheated us that this is sustainable? Agriculture is dead. Farmers across sectors are agonizing. They don't know whether to throw in the towel or to try one more season. Each year is a new season of net loss on investment. The sugar farmers, the tea farmers, the coffee farmers, the rice farmers, you name them. But nobody seems to care. For how long can this go on, fellow Kenyans? Meanwhile, because of the levels of unemployment and heavy taxation, the cost of production has gone through the roof, and the costs are pushed to mwananchi wa kawaida. And as the COVID pandemic has taken poverty among Kenyans to another level, depression has set in. Violence has overwhelmed us at home and away. That is the way it is. Tusidanganyane. Ndio tusidanganyane. The sanctity of life means nothing in our country. We wake up every day to news of murder, slaughter, and disappearances of persons. Even when several dozen bodies are discovered in gunny bags in a river, it is business as usual. Even when poor Kenyans are buried alive in a mine, we are unmoved. Young people are slaughtered like goats every day. Nobody is moved. What have we become, fellow Kenyans? And where is your government? When all this is happening, where are the handshake partners? Lost sight of the meaning of government. Government is now about formalized corruption through budgeting to steal. We have allowed the criminal mind to take over the budgeting process. It budgets for corruption. Once upon a time, armed with a new constitution, we swore that it would not matter who becomes the president, for we believed that we would all get our share of development regardless of who is in charge. Today, alas, today, we all want to line up next to the president to beg for development. This is because revenue and loans are acquired for the singular purpose of being stolen. Hardly anything is left for development. The Auditor General's report for 2019 shows that stalled projects, which we continue to borrow billions to run into mind-boggling trillions. Tusidanganyane. Times like these require a focused, level-headed, visionary, and truly patriotic and selfless leader and leadership. That leadership is speaking to the nation here, now. I want to be your next president, and I trust through the will of God of all creation, you will give me the opportunity to get our country out of the morass of decay and place it back on track where it once was. It was indeed Africa's undisputed tiger nation that competed head and shoulder above the rest of the tiger nations in the 1960s. Why do I want to be president? Let us be honest. Wakati wa kudanganyana umekwisha Kenya. Let's not lie to each other that economic recovery is a touch and go affair. Kenyans have the right to ask this question of all those offering themselves to lead. Why are you seeking to be president of a corrupt and broke country? My answer is straightforward. I desire to lead the change back to economic prosperity, to reclaim the soul of our country, to offer trust that I will always tell Kenyans the truth, do what I say, and not promise what I cannot do. I ask Kenyans to trust me, since I come with clean hands, experience, and I acknowledge that there are problems to be dealt with. I ask Kenyans to rally around the ANC's Uchumi Bora Pesa Mfukoni clarion. This is not the usual empty rhetoric Kenyans have gotten used to. Sio kudanganyana. Unlike some eccentric experiments bandied around, Uchumi Bora Pesa Mfukoni is about creation of wealth and employment. It is not a celebration of poverty. I am indeed glad that our competitors cannot avoid invoking Uchumi Bora Pesa Mfukoni, whether as a slip of the tongue or old age plagiarism. Uchumi Bora Pesa Mfukoni is a strategy to resuscitate the economy and put money where it helps most, in your pocket. Remember, you are only safe if your neighbor is safe too. Therefore, Uchumi Bora Pesa Mfukoni is about moving sovereignty to shared economic benefits for all. No one will be left behind or be discriminated. Hata hustlers wanahitaji uchumi bora. Na pesa mfukoni. Nirudie. Hata hustlers wanahitaji uchumi bora na pesa mfukoni. Together we will do it. Kenyans, let me touch on the issue of quality leadership. Look for quality in leadership and abandon those with the trust deficit and deceit. Trust issues have a very special place in my heart and in my life. A person must be as good as his or her word. If your word cannot be your bond, then you are not good even for the ash pit. Leaders must be the salt of the nation. If they have lost trust or are untrustworthy, then they have lost all the flavor of the salt of leadership. As we close into the critical moment when Kenyans must decide, I caution my compatriots, beware those who can never be trusted. Fellow Kenyans, ladies and gentlemen, the moment of the change you have been yearning for is here with us. On 26th December last year, I sent a warning that it would not be business as usual this year. In fact, I said I would be unpredictable. And it is not going to be business as usual. As the saying goes, the time has come when we must scatter them and gather them. Scatter them and gather them. Yes, we are going to scatter them and gather them for the sake of our country. And we start today, here, now. Starting now and in the coming days, ANC will be seeking partnerships on the journey that we are now embarked upon. There is no shortage of friends, of goodwill, and good intent to partner with. For the avoidance of doubt, let me state this in plain words. We may not know who is going with us or who will be our comrades at arms on this mission. But we know who they will not be. They will not be those who cannot be trusted. Those whom you trust at your own risk. With untrustworthy persons before, and even when we have given them another chance to redeem themselves, they have failed miserably by returning to their old mischief. It is true, after all, that bad manners die hard. We shall no longer countenance the company of those who cannot be trusted. No, never again. For the avoidance of doubt, and now I repeat, for the avoidance of doubt, the ANC stand, which I am privileged to pronounce, is that the spectre called Azimio is not an option when it comes to partnership. Indeed, this thing is neither an azimio nor about unity. It is about the self-preservation of some cunning individuals. The patterns are only well-known and predictable. Wamepoteza frequency na network. We have had enough of these self-preservation schemes. Tumechoka. Enough is enough. Tusidanganyane. We will not work with you. Meanwhile, I pledge to place my fellow citizens disposal I pledge to place at my fellow citizens' disposal my solid, tested and proven ability to restore the Kenyan economy from the doldrums. The present predicaments are not different from the economic meltdown that I successfully handled in the early 1990s as Kenya's finance minister. The country was broke. Kenya was an international pariah. Bilateral and multilateral lenders shunned us because borrowed sovereign money had gone down corrupt throats. Just like now, I restored macroeconomic stability that resuscitated Kenya's economy and spurred its growth. I established the Kenya Revenue Authority to protect domestic revenue from being stolen. I made Central Bank of Kenya an independent entity, therefore closing avenues of graft under foreign exchange control regimes. The lenders came back and our economy was soon back on its feet. Today, however, there is an embarrassing national ritual of adjusting the debt ceiling upwards all the time. It is deceit bordering on criminal intent. I am therefore boldly stepping out of the shadows to caution the government against borrowing expensive, easy to embezzle commercial loans with short repayment periods. This is because I have what it takes to change course. I may not have the fabled Midas touch, but yes, trust me, I can. Once again, the great Abraham Lincoln famously said, by all means, don't say if I can, say I will. I am stepping forward to do what I know must be done to save this country. So I say, I will. What should we do as a nation? Under the Uchumi Bora Pesa Mfukoni mantra, NC is looking beyond the 5-year term of government to implement appropriate policies to support faster economic growth. Targeted for immediate action will be to implement measures to contain the economic meltdown through a national economic recovery plan. And they'll be in the manifesto. You will see I have listed several areas that we can touch to achieve this goal. Secondly, we must have prudent management and focus on the reduction of public debt. This will mean restructuring public debt, the debt portfolio, with an emphasis on renegotiating our foreign debts to progressively reduce expensive borrowing. We will acquire and use debt prudently without straining Kenyans by creating a debt regulatory institution within the first year of the ANC government. And on this, I must say that one of our members, Honorable Sakwa Bunyasi, has indeed tabled a bill in Parliament to address this issue. And for 1 year, that bill, for nearly 1 year, That bill is being taken in circles because people don't want us to establish the truth of our debt position. We will make sure that we decriminalize taxation and make taxes unavoidable but affordable. Unavoidable but affordable. In support of this, we will strengthen stringent anti-corruption laws, making anti-corruption agencies efficient to stop theft in public procurement and enforce transparency and accountability in government. From henceforth, we want to make sure that the report of the Auditor General will not be the refuge of thieves, but the basis of criminal investigation and prosecution of offenders. We will want a fair tax system that allows everybody to do business and to survive. I don't think there's a Kenyan who wants to avoid tax deliberately, unless it's a criminal. But they do not want punitive taxation. They want a taxation that is fair. We shall deliver. We want agriculture, which contributes 27% to GDP, 75% of our raw materials, 65% of our export earnings, and 60% of the total direct employment, and nearly 47% of our nearly 47% of our population is food insecure. At any one time, 2 to 4 million Kenyans are on food relief. We must reverse this. The NC government will pursue a Kenya Kwanza policy. In agriculture and manufacturing, we will boldly put first the interests of the Kenyan farmers and entrepreneurs, and will vigorously subsidize the cost of inputs to make Kenyan products competitive. Ladies and gentlemen, we must make devolution work. The constitutional basis for devolution is the actual transfer or surrender of political and economic power, authority, and resources to counties, and not the current patronizing belief that devolution is delegation of duties to counties by the national government. No wonder some governors are trembling. I know where the nuts and bolts of a working devolution system are needed. I vow fully to implement an effective devolution system as demanded by the Constitution and desired by Kenyans. Kenyans, let me speak to this one, and please listen intently. Democracy, because this is a political speech, and I must speak politics. Democracy requires eternal vigilance. An optimistic Abraham Lincoln believed that while people retain their virtue and vigilance, no administration by any extreme of wickedness or folly can very seriously injure the government in the short space of 4 years. That is what Abraham believed. Of course, Lincoln had not reckoned with the rogue administration in the USA and less enthusiastic and constitutional shy ones in Kenya. Had he done so, he would not have underrated the determination of rogue administrations to injure democracy in a very short time. Kenya is a constitutional multi-party state, guaranteeing far-reaching rights and freedoms to all Kenyans. This has been achieved through untiring struggles of tears, blood, and death. It behoves any leader in this country to lead Kenyans in nurturing our nascent democracy. But there is sinister counter-democracy insurgency creeping into our governance system. Anti-people plots are afoot to curtail and defeat not only rights and freedoms, but also electoral democracy. These shenanigans are aimed at subverting fair, free, and verifiable elections by crippling political parties. This is reflected in shameful maneuvers to assault and curtail Kenyans' political rights to associate and freely choose their leaders. Yaani wanataka hata watuchagulie marafiki na watupimie hewa. Some shadowy elements are busy attempting to coerce, intimidate, and impose hand-picked leaders. This is a perilous road that can only lead to civil strife. We must certainly be reminded that the stability of this country is derived from the legitimacy bestowed through popular elections. Through popular elections. In the forthcoming elections, the people of Kenya as a sovereign have the duty, as warned by Lincoln, not to overthrow, and I quote, not to overthrow the Constitution, like some want, but to overthrow the men who pervert the Constitution. I wish to repeat that. These elections, Lincoln would have said, our intention is not to overthrow the Constitution, like some want, but to overthrow the men who pervert the Constitution. Uongozi bora na uchumi bora, pesa mfukoni, other than tackling corruption in the theft of resources, seeks to also fight political corruption by strengthening and protecting the independence of our institutions of government and of constitutional commissions and offices. We will use this protective shield to shelter and embolden important institutions such as the judiciary and labor. It is tragic that the robust labor movement that played a stunning role in securing Kenya's independence has been vandalized and cannibalized by clueless and clownish self-serving leadership. Under my watch, the labor movement is going to regain its sense of purpose and respectability as the middle house between employers and their employees. It will not be a clownish cowboy club that labors for a few individuals who openly boast and display the trappings of massive opulence whose sources remain smoky and mysterious. Ladies and gentlemen, for the workers of this country, can you imagine if Tom Mboya woke up today? If Dennis Akumu woke up today? If Sami Muhanji woke up today? If Peter Kibisu woke up today? If Chadu Kadongo woke up today? What would they find? It is worrying how these groups have bastardized state institutions by weaponizing them for selfish ends. The war against corruption is on the limb because of weaponization of the entities that should be fighting graft in the country. They have been and personalized for political scarecrow purposes and prosecution of dissent. Individuals who do not toe a particular political line are targeted day in, day out for witch hunt through state agencies. This must not be allowed to. We stand up against political arm twisting and kidnapping of state entities for selfish missions, even way before we form government. And when we get there, there will be things of the past. Ladies and gentlemen, as I draw close to the end, finally, let me say something, because there are groups that are here to me, special groups, and they are vulnerable. The country's maturity is measured by how it treats its vulnerable populations. The minorities, the youth, women, and people with disabilities. These special people face perennial challenges and risks. These populations have to grapple with social, economic, and political exclusion, in addition to the disadvantages of inadequate skills, unemployment, lack of capital to fund startups, and lack of business support and extension services to cultivate businesses. It is therefore not a choice, but a duty to integrate them in the development agenda of this country. And I wish to assure you that ANC will do that. For the youth, let me say that I have a particularly soft spot in my heart. I believe in giving the youth an opportunity to play important roles in the country. I am reminded that I became myself a minister at the youthful age of 29. I therefore wish to give you my word that on this we shall walk together. You have even seen the Secretary General of ANC as a signal of what we stand for. Women, our mothers, our sisters, our daughters, I need to reassure you that we will work and make sure that the gender rule that is demanded of the Constitution will be implemented. We will assure you that we will genuinely secure your 30% opportunities that you're supposed to have when you're tendering for business. We will implement it appropriately. That is something you can take to the bank. Persons with disabilities. Ladies and gentlemen, there are 3 million people living with disabilities in Kenya. The Constitution recognizes the right of people with disabilities to be treated with dignity and have equal access to social facilities. It also recognizes Braille, sign language, and other accessible formats as official languages in Kenya, and the right to participate in public life as essential to creating an active citizen. The Constitution further requires 5% of all elective and appointive positions in public be with disability. However, this has not been achieved in spite of the act that was passed in Parliament. it is an assignment ahead of us. Pastoralists and pastoralism. About 80% of Kenya is arid and semi-arid. Pastoralism forms 95% of household incomes. And these communities contribute 13% to GDP. But the great potential in the acyl regions is yet to be fully realized. I want to assure you, as ANC, and as you will see in the manifesto, we want to work hand in hand to tackle this issue so that the untapped potential can be unleashed for our country. Ethnic minorities and marginalized communities. Let me tell you that we have both large, small, powerful, powerless, dominant, and subject, and also rural and urban marginalized groups, diverse. 3 million members of ethnic minorities and marginalized groups are found in 26 counties. They suffer consequences of being few in number and are often despised, ridiculed, barred, ignored, devalued, and are underrepresented and unemployed. Let me make it very clear. As ANC, we want to work with them. Foreign policy, in a nutshell, without going into too much detail, we would like to recommend that the principles around Uchumi Bora, Pesa Mfukoni, as put out in the ANC manifesto, become a guiding principle for our foreign policy, and indeed to make us put Kenya Kwanza in whatever we do and whatever we negotiate. We must not mortgage our country. We must make sure that trade benefits us. And importantly, we also intend to intensify protection of Kenyans in foreign nations in a quid pro quo sequence in accordance with internationally accepted protocols and conventions. We will not stand by as Kenyan workers abroad are molested and killed. Fellow Kenyans, for all the pragmatic interventions I have outlined above, to see the light of day, we must work together. The first handle is the coming elections. Board this ship that I intend to command to the lighthouse ahead. I cannot therefore resist the beautiful words of our national anthem that invoke the Kenya we want. Let one and all arise, with hearts both strong and true. Service be our earnest endeavor, and our homeland of Kenya, heritage of our splendor. Firm may we stand to defend. Ladies and gentlemen, before I take my seat, I wish to thank all those who have participated in making this NDC the great success that it has been. I will not mention all your names. However, I recognize your great work through the chairperson of the steering committee, Senator Petronila Lokorio. Please accept my highest regard for your brilliant industry. Thank you very much. God bless you. God bless Kenya. Tuweke Kenya kwanza. Asante.
is that earthquake moment. This is that song. And as the principals come back to sing, Solomon Kubwa, karibu. DJ, switch to Solomon Kubwa. Okay. Hallelujah.
Wapi kelele kwa Yesu. Mope Yesu shangwe na vigelegele. Hallelujah.
Solomon Kubwa, makofi tafadhali.
Wapi vigelegele?
Vigelegele ya Samuel Kubwa. Haya, ningependa kuuliza, let's clear the stage. We are not yet done. The earthquake is not finished. The storm is not over. Now, as we move to the next stage, it is my honor and my pleasure to welcome our next speakers who lead us into the next session. Please welcome with me Senator Malala and Super Senator Johnson Sakaja.
Asante. Asante sana. ANC kwa sababu ya wakati na tuko na umati kubwa sana huko nje, wangependa kusikia viongozi wetu. Sisi hatutaongea mengi. Mimi na Mheshimiwa Sakaja, we shall take charge of this program. Tutaita tu vigogo peke yao ndio wataongea hapa, alafu wabunge wote watenda kuongelea kule nje. Mumenipatia hiyo ruhusa? So ningependa tu kurecognize wabunge wote wasimame, wapunge hewa tuone, ndio mjue tuko na Kenya yote hapa. We have 165 members of parliament ambao wamefika hapa leo. Tuko pia na maseneta wasimame. Maseneta ambao wamekuja hapa, Seneta Murkomen Cheriot na wale wengine, Seneta Kinywa, Irungu Kang'ata na wale wengine. Tuko pia na magavana ambao wamefika hapa, magavana karibu 13 wasimame. Na ni kweli earthquake imetendeka leo. Na mimi ndio mtu ambaye niko na furaha kabisa. Hata leo sijui nitalala aje na sijui mimi niko na furaha kabisa. Na niko na uhakika Kenya nzima imefurahia leo. Na mimi niko na jambo moja ya kusema tu, kwamba Mheshimiwa Musalia Mudavadi, wewe leo tumekupatia mamlaka kama chama utupatie direction, na umetupatia direction. Sisi kama chama, we have no option but to follow what you are saying faithfully and religiously. Jambo la pili, mimi nimewaona nyinyi wawili hapa nikashtuka, wewe na huyu Hasla, na ikanikumbusha jambo moja. You guys have been kingmakers. In 2002, nyinyi wawili mulitengeneza na mukasacrifice your even personal aspirations, mukasupport Uhuru Kenyatta. Ni hiyo 2002 imefanya Uhuru Kenyatta kawa rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya. In 2007, nyinyi wawili tena mukashikana, mukasupport Raila Amolo Odinga. Ni nyinyi mmepatia Raila nguvu paka anaingia kwa serikali kupitia dirisha nini paka anafika pale ndani. In 2017 na 2013, naibu wa rais ni wewe ndio umeshikilia President Uhuru Kenyatta kawa rais. In 2017 ni wewe Musalia ulishikilia Raila. You even sacrificed your aspiration. Akakuwa pale mbele ukashikilia Raila na ukashikilia Kalonzo. You have been kingmakers before. Today we want to declare that you are going to be the kings. Nyinyi mumefanya kazi. Mheshimiwa Musalia, when you are supporting Uhuru, haukuangalia kabila yake. Mheshimiwa Ruto, when you are supporting Raila and Uhuru, hamukuangalia kabila zao. Leo tunataka kuambia sisi kama vijana wa Kenya, we are going to support you too. Hatutaangalia kabila zenyu. We are going to make sure you are the kings of this republic. So mimi sisemi mengi, ni kufurahia tu kwamba hata hii earthquake, the earthquake has already claimed 2 victims. Unajua hashtag yetu imekuwa tusidanganyane. Na hii earthquake leo Musalia, it has already claimed 2 victims. Mimi nimeshangaa. Na mimi kama kijana mdogo paka mimi niongee na mimi paka niseme ukweli. Mimi nilialikwa katika kongamano ya KANU. Vile nilienda kule kwa KANU, walialika marafiki zao. Na vile marafiki zao walikuja, hatukukasirika. Tulikaa nao pale pale. Mimi nilialikwa kwa kongamano la Wiper. Na vile tulifika huko, tulipata wamealika marafiki zao. Hatukukasirika. Leo mimi nimeshangaa. Ati majamaa wanakuja kwa harusi yetu, wanaona tumealika marafiki, ati wanakasirika, wanakanyaga mguu bana. Mimi ningependa kuomba sisi tuweke Kenya pamoja, si ndio? Mheshimiwa Musalia, najua utaongea nao, tusonge pamoja, tuunde Kenya moja pamoja. Hao ni mandugu zetu, tumekuwa nao kwa One Kenya, we are going to persuade them. Sisi kama vijana tunaenda kuongelesha, kwa sababu kazi ambayo mimi nimepewa na Mheshimiwa Musalia Mudavadi ni kuongea na marafiki. So mimi naenda kuongea nao, tuhakikishe kwamba tumesonga Kenya pamoja. It is now my pleasure. Unajua tuko na super senator wawili peke yake. mmoja wa town, mwingine wa Ocha. Sindio? It is now my pleasure to invite my brother ambaye tumefanya na hii kazi sana, Mheshimiwa the governor, the next governor of Nairobi, Mheshimiwa Johnston Sakaja aje hapa.
Johnson Sakaja, Senator, Nairobi.
But the music we making, it touch your soul, take you to a place you never been before. Africa tonight, come here to most banner. I'm Kenyan, so you know I'm a marathon runner.
Asante sana, my brother Cleophas Malala. Mmesikia earthquake? Have you felt the rumble? Have you felt the shakes? Asanteni sana. Tusalimeni kwa hewa. God is good. And all the time. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, Musalia Mudavadi, the leader of ANC, Your Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Excellencies, of course, Senator Wetangula, Principal, Waroma, Mheshimiwa Kabogo, former governor of Kiambu, all the governors present, senators, viongozi, watu wa Kenya. Today is indeed a great day. Because of what His Excellency Musalia has said, I don't think anybody can put more icing on that cake. It is not possible. It is not possible to actually take away from what he has said. But allow me, as the Senator for Nairobi, allow me, as your Senator and incoming Governor, kwa mapenzi ya Mungu, first to welcome all of you to Nairobi County and to feel at home. Secondly, just to say a few things that add on to what he has said. Number one, today is an important day because of something very important His Excellency Musalia said. It is a time when our democracy as a country is being displayed and being exercised. The freedoms that people have fought for, some have paid the ultimate price, are what we're defending here today. And we shall never allow those freedoms to be taken away again. We shall not allow any regime, any leadership to now dictate to us again in 2022 who you can talk to and who you cannot talk to, who you can meet and who you cannot meet, who you can associate with and who you cannot associate with. We must change our politics in this country. We cannot have a politics where you are known because of who you hate and not because of what you stand for. That is not the Kenya, that is not the democracy that was fought for. So Mheshimiwa Musalia Mudavadi, we are behind you. Thank you for being firm. Thank you for taking a stand. Over the past many months, many people have asked me, as a member of Jubilee, why Sakaja Johnson follows Musalia Mudavadi. You have seen us going around the country, haven't you? Tumeenda kila mahali. People have asked me, why is it you support Musalia Mudavadi? Is it because of his tribe? No. Is it because of family? No. Is it because of my own ambition? No. Today, let me tell this country and let me tell you the reasons. Wycliffe Musalia Mudavadi, mwana wa Hana, Michael Tsa, he exemplifies what this country stands for. Honesty, integrity, trust, humility, fearlessness. When you listen to Musalia Mudavadi, you feel safe. You feel comfortable. There is no part of this country that would feel any threat if Musalia Mudavadi is president, when Musalia Mudavadi is president. And let me tell you something else. When you sit with him, he has this ability to have an in-depth look at complex problems of this country and give it in a very plain and simple explanation. That simplicity Your Excellency, Musalia exemplifies something I stand for. Siasa safi. Siasa safi. Na sio kifua ni akili. So watch his steps. Musalia Mudavadi has shown me that politics is not enmity and that humility is not weakness. And that is the leadership that this country needs so very badly. Ladies and gentlemen, Kenyans will have to make a choice. And the choice is clear. Kenyans will have to make a choice between two groups, because we know it is important for us to unite our country, isn't it? But Kenyans themselves are not divided. We know that a woman in Nyeri feels the same pain when she can't feed a child as that woman in Kakamega. And a similar type of pain is felt in Kisii when there is poverty and you cannot put food on the table. We know it as Kenyans. And we rejoice when we all succeed. But let me tell you, huyu Super Senator Ushago asonge nyuma kidogo. Tuko town. I'm winding up. Thank you. Unajua kuku ya mashambani. Ukifika mjini. But I'm giving a very important point I want you to hear. During the post-election violence of 2007, was there any fighting in Lavington? In Kileleshwa? In Runda? In Kilimani? Where was the violence? You cannot have cohesion without equalization of economic opportunities. And the people who've been talking about the economy are in this hall today. His Excellency, the Deputy President, has been talking about microeconomics. Consistently. He's been talking about mama mboga, boda boda, watu wa saloon, watu wa kinyozi. That is microeconomics. Bottom up. His Excellency Musalia Mudavadi, even today you've heard, has been talking about macroeconomics. Public debt, borrowing, taxation. When you mix microeconomics and macroeconomics, DP, let me tell you, your hustler anahitaji uchumi bora, sele anafanya hiyo kazi yake ambayo ni kazi ili awe na pesa mfukoni. So Kenyans will have to make a choice between one side that thinks that this country's urgency is about a small group of people being united, and those who know the transformation of this country is by giving economic opportunities for all. Itakuwa azimio la nini ya hiyo versus uchumi kwanza. Tell the person next to you, uchumi kwanza. Uchumi kwanza. That is where our focus will be. So as I wind up, Your Excellency Musalia Mudavadi, congratulations on this very important day. We stand behind you. For you to lead, you must learn to follow. And for us here who stand as leaders, we are behind Musalia Mudavadi. Musalia left, Sakaja left. Musalia right, Sakaja right. Because we know, with you ahead of us, you will not take us to the wrong place. Na watu ambao mnanisikiza, this dream we have for Kenya is the same dream we will have in this city of Nairobi. In this 2022. As my brother vice for governor of Kakamega, si anaweza huyu? Sikilio anaweza? Mimi hapa, wananitanga Super Senator Sakaja, kuna S moja nataka tubadilishe. Sasa mwezi badilisha Super, na mwezi badilisha Sakaja. Tubadilishe gani? Tubadilishe gani? Tubadilishe Senator. Ikuwe nini? Governor. Mungu awabariki sana, asanteni.
Asante. The next speakers kindly take 2 minutes. Sasa kwa niaba ya chama cha Ford Kenya, ningependa Secretary General of Ford Kenya, Mheshimiwa Chris Wamalwa, the incoming Governor Trans Nzoia, akuja aongee. 2 minutes please. ANC oye! Ford Kenya oye! UDA oye! Jibepe oye! Your Excellency Musalia Mudavadi, Your Excellency the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Your Excellency Senator Moses Masika Wetangula, and invited guests. Today it's a great day, and on behalf of Ford Kenya Party, we'd like to congratulate Musalia Mudavadi for the wonderful NDC. I want to quote a Chinese proverb.
A Chinese proverb which says, hello, that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And today, the great Grand March to State House has begun today in Bomas of Kenya. And I want to prophesy that today we are seated with the 5th President of the Republic of Kenya. Your Excellency Musalia Mudavadi, William Ruto, Moses Wetangula, and Kabogo. From today, we want you to work together as a team. I also want to quote the words of Henry Ford. Henry Ford was an American industrialist. And this is what he said, that coming together is a beginning. Staying together is progress. And working together is success. So from today, henceforth, a new boy has been born. Has been born here, and we want to work together up to State House. As a Ford Kenya Party with ANC, we were together in NASA. And there's an idiomatic expression, an English idiomatic expression, which says that once bitten, Sisi were bitten by the big brother. And we must choose our friends and our partners carefully. Today, Your Excellency Musalia Mudavadi, we want to salute you, we want to congratulate you. Today you've spoken. The Mlembe Nation has listened. And today, the Mlembe Nation, we want to note where Musalia Mudavadi is. Moses Masika Wetangula is there and done. Ford Kenya Party and ANC, they are like Siamese twins. They are mutually inclusive. And Musalia Mudavadi want to tell you today, as a party for Kenya, we are going to work with you. UDA, we are going to work with you. Chibambe, we are going to work with you. We have no doubt that yote inawezekana bila wao, si ndio? Yote yawezekana bila wao. Yawezekana. Can you join me with hands, please? Sawa sawa. Na mikono, sawa sawa. Yote yawezekana bila wao. Yote yawezekana bila. Yote yawezekana kwa maombi bila wao. Asanteni sana Chris Wamala, mbunge wa Kiminini and incoming governor wa Trans Nzoia County. Makofi kwangu.
Asante, inaitwa jibebe, si jibambe. Kwa haraka ningependa kumuita Mheshimiwa Alice Wahome for purposes of gender na pia uongozi strong ya wamama.
Hey, Your Excellency Musalia Wycliffe Musalia Mudavadi, mwana wa Hana. Hiyo nimejua leo makes the two of us because my mother is called Hannah. In Your Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, the 5th, we have the 5th Musalia Mudavadi, we have the 5th William Samoei Ruto of the UDA, we have Senator Wetangula, we have Mheshimiwa former Governor Kiambu Kabogo, we have distinguished national delegates of ANC governors in our presence, all protocols observed. I know time is of the essence. My full names for purposes of ANC people and the people of Kenya is Alice Muthoni Wahome, Mujube wa Kandara, na mwana UDA. In the normal circumstances, I would feel that I'm in unfamiliar ground because this is an ANC National Delegates Conference. However, Your Excellency Musalia Mudavadi, we are grateful that you have invited the UDA fraternity but we have listened to your message, and that's why I'm saying I would be in an familiar ground, but your message resonates with the message of UDA. We are talking about the bottom up. We are talking about economic revolution. We are talking about uchumi bora, pesa mfukoni. But I want to tell you, the two of you, Senator Wetang and Kavogo, and all the leaders here, before we can attain and achieve uchumi bora, bottom up, uchumi bora, bottom up, we must destroy dictatorship. We must demolish dictatorship. This country is reeling down, kneeling down, because we are talking about a few people, about a few families, and indeed they come in the name of inclusivity and unity. But all we have seen since the handshake is division, police brutality, and lack of money in our pockets. They have not helped women achieve 2/3 gender equality. I am one of the only 23 women members of parliament, but we want 50-50 governors. We want 50-50 members of parliament. We want women on the table where we share the national cake. So, Your Excellencies, I am very humbled to be one of the speakers here. I want to wish you well, but I know the winning team is in Bomas of Kenya today. God bless you. God bless you.
Asante. Sasa tuende Pwani. Tuende kwa the former and the next governor of Lamu County, Governor Timami. ANC. ANC. Uchumi bora. Asanteni. Your Excellency Wycliffe Musalia Mudavadi, Your Excellency the Deputy President Dr. William Samoei Ruto, Senator Wetangula, former Governor Kabogo, Mama Tesi, governors ambao wako hapa, senators, wabunge. Mwanzo leo nataka kumpongeza our party leader na kumwambia umewaka. Na Kenya nzima hiyo earthquake wameifeel. Mimi nilikuwa tu nataka kusema machache kuhusu kwa nini sisi tunasema Musalia tosha. Musalia tosha. Today is a historic day for our party ANC, and I stand before you to present a brief address on why we should support His Excellency Musalia Mudavadi for the presidency. I believe Bwana Mudavadi will bring transformational as opposed to transitional leadership. Transformational leadership is defined as decisive, confident, tough, and driven by a vision. Uchumi bora, pesa mfukoni. Musalia has the ability to manage the political and economic affairs of Kenya in a firm, fair, and even-handed manner. Musalia is different from the other pretenders who are not here today. He is serious, knowledgeable, decisive, and innovative. He has requisite organizational skill and an ability to inspire others
to support his views. His Excellency Musalia Mudavadi brings refreshingly unique and expansive perspectives that are grounded at the same time. I must add, with the coming general election, there will be change of leadership. Change is good for a country as it allows for freshness and new perspectives. Musalia's view on our economy, and we have all heard him, is thorough, well thought, and keeps complex matters as simple as possible. His vision for Kenya and Kenyans is based on the following three critical fundamentals. Now, number one, national unity, social cohesion, peace and stability, enjoyment of basic freedoms, the rule of law, democracy and good governance. And lastly, ensuring each Kenyan is able to earn a living, is well fed, well housed, well educated, and guaranteed proper health care. His vision will free Kenyans from the chains of corruption, poverty, ignorance, and disease, and also from all other international and external threats. Everything else, including a high economic growth rate, a healthy and sustainable environment, and modern infrastructure, will fall into place. His Excellency Musalia Mudavadi will not just talk about the Constitution and what ails Kenya, but about his vision for Kenya and how to make our country a truly great nation. His Excellency Musalia Mudavadi, I believe, will instill faith and confidence in all Kenyans. He will teach them to live together as brothers and sisters and to work together if we wish to eradicate poverty and all other vices facing Kenya, as he has a clear and logical national vision. Therefore, fellow Kenyans, that leader that we need as Kenyans is none other than our able party leader, His Excellency Musalia Mudavadi. I conclude by urging our party leader to lead from the front, as he has done today, to confront issues as they arise and never to look back. Thank you very much. Na ninamwambia kesho magazeti wataandika all manner of things. Hiyo haitujalishi. Tutasimama na Musalia kufa pona.
Asante sana. Kwa haraka kidogo, the next speakers kindly take 2 minutes. We only have 2 and then we get into the principles. Sasa tuende Kirinyaga kwa Minji Minji. Governor Waiguru.
ANC high. Ebu tusalimiane kwa mkono. ANC high. God is good and all the time. Your Excellency Musalia Mudavadi, Your Excellency Mama Tesi Mudavadi, Your Excellency the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, William Samoei Ruto, all party leaders present, governors, members of parliament, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Today is a very big day in the history of the Republic of Kenya. Leo ni leo. Asemaye kesho ni muongo. Mimi sina mengi ya kusema kwa sababu tumeambiwa tuchukue dakika 2 tu. Lakini mimi nataka kusema hivi. Mimi nimesomea hesabu. I'm an economist. Nilikuweko huko backroom 2013 Jubilee. Tulikuwa na Mheshimiwa Sakaja kule. Na tulikuweko pia 2017. Na leo nikikaa pale nimesema for sure uchaguzi wa Agosti mwaka wa 2022 umeisha leo Bomas. Kwa sababu ukiangalia hesabu ya namba ambazo zinatakikana, ukiwa uko na 95% Rift Valley, ukuje ukuwe na 90% Mount Kenya, uwe na 90% Western. Sasa kule kwingine ni kujazia tu. Tumefunga safari na sisi tuna hakika ya kwamba the 5th president of the Republic of Kenya is right now in this room in Bomas of Kenya. Wacha niseme tena, pia tumeambiwa leo tusidanganyane. For the first time, we have looked inwards and looked at the problems of this country and called them by name. We have also identified the source of those problems. But we did not just identify the source. If you listen to Musalia Mudavadi, and if you have listened to the bottom-up approach of UDA, you will see we have identified the problems and have come up with a solution. I am confident that if you combine pesa mfukoni ya ANC na bottom-up ya UDA, tutakuwa tumekomboa nchi yetu ya Kenya kutoka shida zile ambazo wako nayo. Kwa hivyo mimi sina mengi ya kusema, ni kuwashukuru na congratulations. ANC, we look forward to working with you as UDA party. We welcome you and we endorse the partnership between UDA and ANC, and we are confident with other partners we will be able to form the next government. Asanteni na Mungu awabariki.
Mwisho kabisa ningependa kuita Mheshimiwa Rigathi Gachagua akuje amalizie.
Thank you. Uchumi bora. Hapo mambo ya pesa mfukoni, sisi tuko hapo. Hapo mambo ya pesa mfukoni. Your Excellency Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, Your Excellency Deputy President, ours as the UDA fraternity is to congratulate the Honorable Musalia Mudavadi for delivering an earthquake to the people of Kenya. And the earthquake for the people of Kenya is telling it as it is. Many people have been very cowardly. Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, you have made the people of Kenya proud by saying the truth about the Kenyan state. You have told the people of Kenya that the real thieves are the ones in government and their families. And they are the ones who have impoverished the people of Kenya. And those people want to create a political project to continue with theft of public resources. And we congratulate you for joining us in saying no to political projects. The people of Kenya are very intelligent. Everybody with a voter is above 18. People have been to school. It cannot be the people of Kenya rejected a political project in 2002 to give them another project 20 years later. It is not possible. The people have moved on to a very serious level of knowing what is going on. So we want to say ourselves from the UDA team, we are very happy that between ANC Ford Kenya and UDA, we have the winning team here. And we want to win this thing round one, so that we can liberate the people of Kenya from dictatorship and one-man rule. Because it cannot be that ordinary Kenyans cannot produce leaders. It cannot be some people can sit in a small room somewhere and decide for 50 million Kenyans who will be their leaders. That is an insult to the intelligence of the people of Kenya. So sisi watu ya UDA tunashukuru Musalia Mudavadi na ANC na tunasema tuko pamoja, and let us work together, and I'm sure we'll have synergy. And when we bring the policy of pesa mfukoni and bottom up, the end result will be kazi ni kazi for every Kenyan. Asanteni sana.
Asante Mheshimiwa Rigathi. ningependa kukumbusha kidogo, ni sisi tunawakaribisha kwa ANC. Mpaka tu si ndio? Mukaribie kabisa kwa chama kubwa ya ANC. Asante. Sasa tutaenda kwa kitengo kingine. Wabunge wote wakinaisha Jumwa, wengine wote wataongea kule nje. Sasa tunataka tuende kwa kitengo kingine ya kuita principals wetu, na nitaanza na party leader wa Ibebe, Mheshimiwa Kabogo, akuje hapa.
Mheshimiwa rafiki yangu Your Excellency Musalia Mudavadi na jamii yako wakiongozwa na Mama Tesi, Naibu wa Rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya Daktari William Samoei Ruto, ambaye pia ni rafiki yangu lakini siku hizi simuoni sana. Kwanza nishukuru Mheshimiwa Musalia Mudavadi, leo ndugu umenijenga. Leo umefanya kazi. Na sisi hatutaki kuongezea maneno, too many cooks spoil the broth. Musalia amesema, na hayo amesema, ikichunguzwa vizuri, itekelezwe mikakati vizuri, Kenya itasonga mbele. Nataka kwanza niseme, uwezi mimi kunichagulia marafiki. Musalia nimekuja hapa kwa sababu yeye ni rafiki yangu, na maono ako nayo na yangu zinaandamana vizuri. Na niseme, kuna mmoja amesema hapa, ukiwa na 95 ya Kakamega ama ya Mlembe land, na uko na Central 90 na Rift Valley 90, inatosha haitoshi. Tunataka kubeba Wakenya wakiwa wote. Kwa hivyo samahani pale amesahau kidogo. Pia huyu anataka kuwa governor, na mlisamehe ni sauti imepotea. Amesema ati Mlembe land imesikia. Hapana, Kenya imesikia. Pia kuna mtu amesema wengine tulikuwa nao wakaondoka. Ni kweli. Mimi nilikuwa katika holding room na mandugu Gideon Moi, Mheshimiwa Musyoka Kalonzo, na tulikuwa tumeketi pale tukingoja huyu kaka amalize shughuli ya NDC tuje hapa pamoja. Lakini wale kwa sababu hii au ile hawakuweza kukaa, lakini mimi nilikaa. Ni kwa sababu ninaamini na yale maneno yamesemwa hapa. And if we are to move from here to the next level, Kenya will never be the same again. Maneno imesemwa hapa, mimi leo nikilala nitalala bila kupinduka, kwa sababu nimeona mwangaza kule mbele. Niseme chama chetu cha Tujibebe wa Kenya Party, Tujibebe wa Kenya, ni mujipange. Mukikosa kujipanga mutapangwa, na mukipangwa mutapangika. Na nimesikia mambo yenu ni pesa mfukoni, wale wengine ni bottom up, pia ni mambo ya pesa. Sisi katika Jibebe tunasema, na nataka msikie, nikisema harambee useme jibebe, nikisema jibebe useme tujenge taifa. Harambee, jibebe, tujenge taifa. Iliyonifurahisha siku ya leo, taifa sio daraja na reli. Taifa ni mifuko ya Wakenya. Na vile nimesikia hapa kuna wabunge 165. Nataka nimuulize kaka, ndugu Musalia, ndugu Wetangula na kiongozi wetu naibu wa rais, hawa wabunge mkiwapeleka mbio wiki hii, wanaweza enda bunge wakatengeneza mikakati ya kuweka laini maneno Musalia Mudavadi amesema hapa. Hatuwezi ngoja. Kenya haiwezi ngoja mpaka mwezi wa 8. Lakini kitu nimefurahi nao ni ile imesemekana pale kwa kimombo au kwa lugha ambaye haikufafanuliwa vizuri. Nikasikia, you cannot teach an old dog new tricks. Sijui kama walisema hivyo. Sio mimi nimesema, ni wale wamesema. Lakini mwenye macho ameona, mwenye masikio amesikia. Mimi Mheshimiwa Musalia, yale umesema hapa, I am convinced mimi tatembea na wewe. Na mahali nilipo mimi utetea wakaaji wa Mlima Kenya. Na nataka niseme hapa, wakaaji wa Mlima Kenya sio Wakikuyu peke yake. Wakaaji wa Mlima Kenya ni Wakenya wakiwa kabila tofauti. Kwa hivyo mimi nashukuru Mungu kwa kupata nafasi hii, na niwaambie wale ambao watakosa uzingizi leo, poleni. Poleni, kwa sababu ukicheza na blanketi itakunyonga. Nashukuru sana. Mkienda nyumbani msalimie watu na mseme Kenya mbele. I'll tell you this, and I know my friend William Ruto, the Deputy President, agrees with me. There will always be an election, but Kenya will always also be there with or without us. Sijui kama mnaelewa. Ni kusema Kenya inaweza songa bila Mheshimiwa Raila, bila Mheshimiwa Kabogo, bila Mheshimiwa Musalia, bila Mheshimiwa William Ruto. Kenya is the greater beat of all of us. Kwa hivyo Mungu aweze kutusaidia. Asanteni sana. Niko na viongozi wameandamana na mimi, lakini wako kule katika kiwanjani. Tujibebe wa Kenya Party ni chama cha kitaifa. Asanteni.
Asante sana. Sasa tuende North Eastern kwa Mheshimiwa Adel Duale.
Mheshimiwa Musalia Mudavadi, kiongozi wa ANC na familia yako, our Deputy President, Senator Wetangula, viongozi wote hamjambo. Salamu alaikum. Mimi sina maneno mingi. Tangu jana nilikuwa najaribu kuangalia hii earthquake. What will be the form of this earthquake? But as I sit there behind Musalia Mudavadi and his family, he spoke for millions and millions of Kenyans, me included. And he spoke about the state of our nation today honestly. He spoke about the debt level. he spoke about extrajudicial killing and disappearance of innocent citizens, contrary to the Constitution. He spoke about impunity by the highest office on the land. He spoke about the use for the first time under the 2010 Constitution of the criminal justice system and Kenya Revenue Authority in fighting citizens and leaders who have contrary opinion to the position of the state. He spoke about the need for the unity of the people of Kenya and our economy. And I think those of us who work with the Deputy President, we are a group of leaders who the last 3 years stood firm, sacrificed our positions, sacrificed our friends in order to stand for what Musalia Mudavadi spoke this afternoon. And all this happened under the leadership of the so-called handshake. So I think we are together here. I have worked with Honorable Musalia Mudavadi in the 10th Parliament, Honorable William Ruto, Honorable Moses Wetangula, and 2 other leaders who are not here, the handshake brothers. And I want to say it here without any fear of contradiction, that when the history of the Republic of Kenya is written under the handshake leadership, one thing will come out very, very clearly, that there was a government that circumvented and overthrew institutions, independent institutions created by the Constitution and the Constitution itself. So finally, I want to speak to those who serve in government, who perpetuate the culture of impunity, who make many families cry every night because their loved ones were thrown in River Tana and River Yala. That there are many Kenyans who have no jobs. There are many Kenyans who lost their business because you put this country into a serious debt crisis. But I'm sure today from Bomas, a team has come together to salvage our country. UDA, ANC, Ford Kenya, and all other parties who share the same vision. And I want to say it here. Every vote, it is not only the vote of Rift Valley that counts. It is not only the vote of Mount Kenya that counts. It is not only the vote of Western Province that counts. Musalia Mudavadi talked about minorities. Every vote and every community and every region, regardless of its vote, counts as we move along to bring change to our country. Na Mungu awabariki. Tuko na Mheshimiwa Musalia. Mheshimiwa Musalia, sisi wengine wetu ambaye tunaamini Mungu, nikimalizia, leo usiku tukirudi kuomba, tutakuombea Mwenyezi Mungu. Kwa sababu wewe umeongea na Wakenya na umesema ukweli, and nobody can say anything that Musalia said is not the truth. It's the truth, but nothing but the truth. So help us God. Thank you.
Asante. Sasa kabla tumkaribishe naibu wa rais, tutakaribisha Papa wa Roma, Party Leader Ford Kenya, Mheshimiwa Moses Masika Wetangula.
Moses Wetangula, Ford Kenya.
Today is Musalia's day. He has emerged from the ashes like a phoenix. And is ready to fly. We stand here in solidarity with my brother Musalia Mudavadi. I salute you, Deputy President. I salute William Kabogo and all the governors, MPs, senators, na waheshimiwa mlioko hapa. When I was put into a situation that is described as noisy and messy, Musalia Mudavadi stood with me shoulder to shoulder. He drove to my house in Nairobi. He drove to my house in Bungoma. We addressed the media together, and he told me, my brother, you will not walk alone. And I want to reciprocate here to you, my brother Musalia, you will not walk alone. You've spoken here today in a manner like never before. Everybody has appreciated, and if you want to know the level of panic you have caused, some group has been hurriedly assembled in some hotel to purport to answer you. But they will not manage, because what is right remains right. What is blessed remains blessed. And we have started a new chapter in the history of this country. That standing here today, all of you here assembled from diverse backgrounds, what people thought would not come together, we are together. And the late Wamalwa Kijana, the leader of the party that I lead, said this: if you want to be a leader, you must be ready to stand on the shoulders of others to climb, but you must also be ready for others to stand on your shoulders to climb. And we have listened to the selfless speech of Musalia here, and he has given a glimpse and a ray of hope to Kenyans. Kenyans can see that those who have perfected the art of deceit, those who have perfected the art of doublespeak, those who speak from both sides of their mouths, those who will never say what they mean and will never mean what they say. Today, we are confining them to the annals of history for this country to move forward. And I say this because Musalia and I and our colleague Kalonzo have walked this journey. We have denied ourselves privileges. We have made sacrifices. We have sat on the tarmac. We have been tear gassed, and we have been called names. But in the name and decency of the people of Kenya, we have said we shall never give up. And it is not over until it is over. And no Kenyan is happy until all Kenyans are happy. And that's why we embrace our brothers and sisters from UDA. And as for Kenya and ANC, you know we are like congenital twins. We move together, we talk together, we think together, and we act together. And I can tell you here now for free that once God stands with you, no weapon formed against you will prosper. And those who have been pursuing a reckless sectarian attitude in our politics, those who think that for them to be good, others must be bad, those who think that the space is too small for anybody else to come in, today I can assure you they're hurriedly going to the drawing board. And the sender will not hold, and things will fall apart. I want us to move with precision, textbook precision. All of we here assembled at that table and all of you have the capacity to think, to plan, to execute, and to succeed. And I have no doubt that this is a bill we are going to foot. Musalia, you have been called names. So are many of us. Like I said in the interview I did on Thursday, we have got no capacity to carry the burden of unforgiving and hate, but we don't have the capacity to forget quickly. Whatever people do, God is watching. And my brother Musalia and William Ruto, the deputy president, Kabogo, my brother from Tujibebe, and the many others there who will see this gathering and cascade towards us. And I can assure you they will, because opportunists like where there is a ray of success, then they'll join in and say, we also did it. We welcome everybody. Our basket is not full until we have everybody in the basket. And as we live here today, I want to tell you, there is an old adage in law that to specify one is to exclude others. That Musalia, you have specified each one of us here today, you have excluded those you have not specified. Na watakaa huko nje. Kuna mwandishi wa vitabu kutoka Tanzania anaitwa Shaban bin Robert. Aliandika kitabu kinaitwa Kusadikika. Akasema mara mingi mashujaa wa nchi hufichika mpaka janga kuu litokee. Sasa janga kuu la siasa limetokea Kenya. Ukora umeingia, udanganyifu ndio huo, ubinafsi ndio huo, kila kitu imefanyika tunaona. Sasa mashujaa wametokea. And God has a plan for everybody. It is not an accident that William Ruto and his team are here. Neither is it an accident that Musalia and I are here and Kabogo is here and all of you are here, because we believe in one thing, that we are building a big, happy family called Kenya, where the bottom line of everything is equity for all, respect for all, and an ability for everybody to exercise their potential. And I want to tell you that as Eliud Kipchoge said, no man is limited. I want to tell you here assembled that no politician is limited. No politician is limited in making choices. And the choice we make is what determines where we are going. So from here, wale ambao wana roho hafifu watakata kona. Wale ambao wana roho ngumu tutaendelea. Going we shall, winning we will. And I want to urge my brothers, like Winston Churchill said, you will not finish your race if you stop to throw stones at every barking dog. Focus on your journey, keep your eye on the prize, and the sky will be the limit. I have no doubt in my mind that today, accompanied by my Ford Kenya team, I've got my two deputy party leaders, Mheshimiwa Obiri and Mama Millicent Abudo. I have my MPs, the latest being Majimbo Kalasinga. He flew in this morning to join us. Our SG spoke here, and many others. That the cog in the wheel will keep the wheel turning, and every cog, however small, matters to hold the wheel, and the wheel will turn to the resonance of the driver, and at some time you'll realize that is it the engine of the vehicle that is singing to the tune of the heart of the driver, or the heartbeat of the driver is going to the tune of the engine. The vehicle we have, the drivers we have, the passengers we have, and everybody is excitingly waiting to board this boat, to go to the land of plenty. Hakuna mamba hapa. Hakuna River Jordan yenye mamba. Hakuna. Hii ni safari ambayo imebarikiwa na Mungu. Mamba zimetolewa, nyoka zimetolewa, kila kitu mbaya imetolewa, wabinafsi wametolewa, mahasidi wametolewa. Sasa ni nyinyi kusukuma gurudumu. Mwisho, for you guys, we say this: even when leaders fail to lead, those they lead will drive them to lead. So be our drivers. Don't let us go astray, and don't ever regret that you are with the right team. Today, Wamarwa would have said, it's a day like no other. In ancient Greece, it would have only been reserved for gods, heroes, and legends. Since you are not gods, you are all heroes and legends. May God bless you, and may we stand together, and may the weak be pulled up by the strong, and may we finish this journey together. Kenya is bigger than all of us, but Kenya needs all of us. Rome was never built in a day, but the Romans were there to build it. Kenya will not be built in a day, but the Kenyans must be there to build it. Thank you.
Wow. I think Senator Wetangula deserves a better round of applause than that. Umesikia hiyo Ruzungu. You cannot talk after Weta. Thank you so much. But more importantly, Senator Wetangula has drawn us back to the vision of this meeting, that we must redefine the politics of our country. And I want to urge my friends, my colleagues, team members, because we'll have many opportunities to talk to Kenyans. In fact, outside there are around 10,000 young people and women waiting for us. Na mtazungumza. Let this team be the team that speaks a narrative of hope and a narrative of a future for this country. Not a team that talks about gloom and despair. Because we must make it. Let us lift our country up. Let us lift our country up. Sawa sawa. And ultimately, this is the one union and the one congregation that is not about tribes, it's about issues. Not about insults, but about encouragement. We can give hope to a new generation of this country. That is what we represent. So tuko tunazungumza kama Musalia, si ndivyo? Style yake inakuwa hivyo mpole, lakini nilisema sio kifua, ni akili. Because ultimately every Kenyan, and I'm convinced, here there are people from all over the country, every Kenyan wants the same thing. To go about their life peacefully, to make something out of themselves, and to guarantee their children a future. The rest is extra. Ladies and gentlemen, after we finish, I will urge you all to first of all hold, because we'll use this path for His Excellency Musalia Mudavadi and His Excellency the Deputy President and the team to walk out so that they can go and talk to wananchi ambao wako nje, kisha tutawafuata. Si ni sawa? Tutakubaliana hivyo. Now, it is my singular duty and honor at this point. Nilisikia Mheshimiwa Kabogo akisema kama mjipangi mtapangwa, au akasema they are not arranged. Si ndio hiyo? Ampangwingwi. Ampangwingwi. Si ndio hiyo? The only person left to speak is a good friend of ours. He's a friend who many for a long time have tried to tell us that you cannot talk to. And I've told them there is no political leprosy in this country. There is no political leprosy. So for those who feel bad that we're engaging with him, kama unanyongwa na waru, teremsha na supu. Sino hiyo? And we will talk to all Kenyans. But he's a man who many draw inspiration from. I don't know whether to say my former deputy party leader or my deputy party leader, because me and tuliachana tukiwa bado Jubilee. But he's a great friend of Musalia Mudavadi. The first time that His Excellency Musalia Mudavadi, because Mheshimiwa Ruto invited people to a wedding, everybody refused to attend a wedding. Over an innocent child, Mheshimiwa Musalia Mudavadi and I consulted and said, go. It's a wedding, that child has nothing to do with politics. And he went. We cannot have politics that's a matter of life and death. Urafiki na kuzungumza ndio Kenya. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly, let us be upstanding as we welcome the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, William Ruto.
Thank you very much.
William Ruto, Deputy President.
Asanteni sana. Thank you. Rafiki yangu, Your Excellency, Wycliffe Musalia Mudavadi, and your dear wife, Tessie, and your family. Leaders who are present in this meeting, members of ANC National Delegate Congress, fellow Kenyans, good evening. Hamjambo. When Musalia Mudavadi said that there would be an earthquake on Sunday the 23rd, I wasn't sure how this earthquake is going to look like. And when my friend Omwami Musalia, you build this as an earthquake, many people were wondering just like me. But today, it is confirmed that there was indeed an earthquake in Kenya. Because a man spoke for millions of Kenyans. I want to say to the ANC fraternity, congratulations on choosing a man who is tested, a man who is focused to drive the agenda of your party. Congratulations to the ANC fraternity, and congratulations to my friend Musalia Mudavadi for the duty and the high calling that the people and the membership of ANC have placed on your shoulders. I am confident, sitting where I am, that you are equal to the task. Today marks a turning point in the politics of the Republic of Kenya. Today marks a new page in the political discourse of our nation. I say so because Musalia Mudavadi has spoken to the heart of our nation, to the issues of our nation, to the challenges of our nation. And I want to say here that Musalia Mudavadi has stood tall like no other time. I will limit myself to only 3 things. First, I want to confirm on behalf of UDA and my team that we will work with ANC, we will work with Fort Kenya and all the other parties that want to work and walk this journey of bringing Kenya together. On the issues, on the 3 most important issues, listening to my brother Musalia Mudavadi, number 1 is that we are going to raise the bar of leadership. We are going to raise the standard of leadership so that deceit and lies and conmanship does not become part of the equation of leadership in Kenya. Every leader's word must be their bond at the very minimum. And it is expected by Kenyans and by fellow leaders that we can match what we say with what we do, and we can keep our word. Because there is no other way of judging a leader other than keeping their word. The second issue is the issue of ensuring that we protect and consolidate our democracy. That every Kenyan, as provided for by the Constitution, can make choices. Can make choices of friends, can make choices of policies, can make choices of leaders, can make choices of policies. And that we as a nation must resist and refuse the criminalization of dissent or alternative views. That the criminal justice system cannot be weaponized to drive political narratives, to drive political programs, to erect political projects for purposes of making Kenya a preserve for those in power and those who wield authority. This Kenya must belong to everybody as ordinary as they come. So your statement on consolidating our democracy and ensuring that the country is not chaperoned by the EACC and DCI and all the other agencies towards a certain direction, and people are not victimized because they have refused to accept certain positions. And that whole mix, I want to say today is indeed a turning point in our nation. And that together we are going to stand up to these games, and we are going to stand up to the processes that want to take away from the democracy and the constitution that we have. And finally, let me say that the only 2 candidates, as has been said here, that have identified the economy as the place where we will begin to sort out the challenges facing our nation is ANC and UDA. I believe the coming together of the Uchumi Bora, Pesa Mfukoni, and the bottom-up economic model, we will have the chance to deal decisively with the challenges that face our nation. We can confidently say, as has been said here, that the hustlers need Uchumi Bora. And Uchumi Bora must start at the bottom so that we can all have Pesa Mfukoni, and then Kazi becomes Kazi. So I think we are in a good place. I am very confident that going forward, the statement that has been made by our good brother Musalia Mudavadi is the beginning of the journey to the next general election and to a future that has shared prosperity for every citizen. I want to say here that we have had in-depth discussions with my brothers, and we have agreed that Kenya is greater than any one of us, and that we will make whatever sacrifices that need to be made so that we can consolidate Kenya, we can consolidate our nation and take Kenya to the next level. We are also acutely clear that this will take the hand of God and the people of Kenya. And because of that, we are going to walk this journey with many Kenyans, both inside here and outside there. And I want to announce to the nation that the journey to bring this unity together has started in Bomas. Our next stop will be Wednesday in Nakuru County. And then Friday in Western Kenya. And then Saturday in Central Kenya. We will then from there tell you what the journey will look like, because this is not going to be a discussion between me, Musalia, and Wetangula. It is going to be a discussion and a conversation and a journey involving millions of the citizens of our nation. And we are doing so because we understand when Musalia graphically has told us the situation in our country, it means time is of the essence, and we cannot afford to lose any time. As was said, it is about time that we do the right thing. And my good brother, Musalia Mudavadi, we are eternally grateful for your statement, because you have spoken for millions of the citizens of our republic. And I want to assure you that my team and I will work with you and all our teams together so that we can build a nation that leaves nobody behind, as you say. Asanteni sana na Mungu awabariki. God bless you.
Okay, please let's remain in our seats after we've agreed. Your Excellency, the Deputy President, please remain where you are. I'll ask His Excellency Musalia to come for the national anthem together with Mheshimiwa Wetangula and Kabogo. Tafadhali kwa heshima, stop where you are. Musimame pale mko, tafadhali kwa heshima. and we clear this path. Asanteni sana, Excellency. Baada ya national anthem, because the national anthem is also a prayer. After the national anthem, we will move out.
All right, I'm going to ask you to take your seats. Please sit down and allow His Excellency, the party leader of ANC, His Excellency, the Deputy President, our governors and senators and members of parliament to leave. We are all going to the grounds where tens of thousands of Kenyans are waiting. Please clear the path and let our leaders... Please clear the path and let our leaders pass.